Assassin's Creed Shadows hasn't even been released yet, but that hasn't stopped the game from being controversial. There have been many entries in the Assassin's Creed franchise, but Assassin's Creed Shadows features the game's first dual protagonists who have their own specialties suited for specific missions and combat. Yasuke is a hulking samurai who serves as a tank, while Naoe takes the role of stealth. The design of both characters looks compelling, but that hasn't stopped controversy brewing about Yasuke being an African samurai. Based on a real-life historical figure, some outspoken individuals have challenged the historical validity of Yasuke. However, since the Assassin's Creed franchise is merely inspired by history and never boasted realism, Yasuke is an exciting addition whether real or not. There have been plenty of moments where Assassin's Creed games have gone wild with concepts, especially with its DLC, but the inclusion of Yasuke isn't exactly one of them. With online petitions asking for the cancellation of Shadows, it may be too late to satisfy some players, but a solid DLC focused on realism could possibly help ease this criticism. There have been many moments in the Assassin's Creed series that can leave players scratching their heads. Some of the wildest expansions to enter the franchise's canon are Assassin's Creed 3's The Tyranny of the King Washington and Valhalla's Dawn of Ragnarok. Both DLCs received mixed reviews overall, and that's partially because of how outlandish they can be. The main plot of The Tyranny of the King Washington revolves around a vision that the protagonist has that George Washington is taking control of the United States and becoming a tyrant. Although a fun DLC thanks to its unique story, it's not ideal for those who crave more historical accuracy. The other DLC of note is Dawn of Ragnarok, Valhalla's DLC centered around popular Norse myth. Dawn of Ragnarok's feedback was more of a mixed bag than The Tyranny of the King Washington, but it's still a unique take on mythology. However, DLCs like this aren't everyone's cup of tea, and Shadows offering a more realistic DLC could be a good change of pace. The Tyranny of King Washington and Dawn of Ragnarok are of note because they are both standout expansions that don't exactly embrace following historical events. Despite the Assassin's Creed franchise being historical fiction, there are many who prefer the realistic aspects of the game. If Shadow went the route of many other games in the franchise and did another wacky DLC concept, it could run the risk of angering some fans. An expansion that put the spotlight on realism could be used as salve to heal the criticism received since the announcement of AC Shadows. One of many aspects that has kept the Assassin's Creed games so popular through the years is its balance between history and bold fiction storylines. Creating a DLC without outlandish concepts like a tyranny-obsessed George Washington isn't necessary for Shadows, though. Going wild with an expansion storylines doesn't always stick the landing, and due to the feedback of Shadows, Ubisoft may be better off keeping any potential DLC from ruffling feathers as well. Controversy aside, Assassin's Creed Shadows is aiming to be a unique take on the long-running franchise. Even though changes can be divisive, Ubisoft is trying new things, which is compelling because it could signal an all-new era for the Assassin's Creed games. Information surrounding the actual historical figure of Yasuke may be mysterious, but as long as the character is cool, it shouldn't even matter. However, a grounded DLC could be just a key to satisfying some of the backlash.